Hey guys, it's Drea. Today I have what I think will be a really fun video for you. As I was scrolling through YouTube, as I do on the daily, watching makeup videos, in my recommendations was this video from this girl called Kelsey Alfred, and I had never seen her videos before, but this one really caught my eye. So it is called Dust Collectors, Makeup I Don't Use, Rediscovering My Collection. And I just thought this was such a great idea. Now, if you watch my channel, you know that I actually make a concerted effort to use my products. I do a series on my channel called Bought It, Forgot It, where I will take things that I've forgotten about and put them to the test. But even though I do that, there are still things in my collection that I never use, don't get any use out of for one reason or another, and I haven't decluttered them, and I keep hanging on to them. I just did a declutter, so I thought it would be hard to find stuff in my collection that I don't use, but turns out there's actually quite a bit. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's start out with eyeshadow palettes because I have quite a few that I never ever use. I did a video way back when these first came out. These are the NYC Lovatics by Demi Lovato eyeshadow palettes, and there's actually another one which I actually decluttered. I do like these. I like the quality of them. I think they're really great, but I never use them. Number one, and this is kind of a theme, if something's limited edition, I don't really use it on my channel because I feel like it's really hard for you guys to find, and I don't like showing you stuff that you just can't buy anymore. It doesn't really make sense to me. So that's why I don't use these, but I just find myself reaching for other stuff in my collection that is newer, flashier, more fun to use. Even though I like these and I like the quality of them, I never use them. Same kind of thing with this Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because there's no mattes in here. I never ever reach for this. The only reason that I keep this is just for like YouTube comparison purposes, and I think a lot of us here on YouTube do that. I don't know what it is about this palette and YouTube. Like, YouTube is obsessed with this palette and comparing things to it. But I almost never use this. There's one shade in here, this deep dark brown shade, that I've always wanted to try to figure out a look to do with it because it's gorgeous, but look how deep and brown, like deep dark chocolatey brown that is. It just intimidates me, but I love this shade, and I've always looked at it and gone, I should think of something to do with that because it's so beautiful. And all the shades in here honestly are gorgeous, and it's great quality. I just never use this one. And then this palette here is one of the first high-end palettes I ever bought. This is from Benefit, and I think they still sell these. This is called the World Famous Neutrals, and this one is the Sexiest Nudes Ever. They have 3 different versions of this, and inside you get 2 cream eyeshadows and 4 pressed eyeshadows, and I never reach for this. The only reason I keep it is because of this one shade here called Blingo, which I have used a few times, and I just love this shade so much that I can't bear to part with this palette. It's like this intense silver. It's so gorgeous. But other than that, I have no reason to use this palette. I don't use cream eyeshadows, and the other 3 colors in here are just basic nudes you can get anywhere. And then the last one is the Lorac Pro 2. I was so excited when I first got this because you can't get Lorac products in Canada, I don't think anywhere as far as I know. And my mother-in-law went to the States, and I specifically asked her to buy me a Lorac Pro palette. I didn't care if it was 1 or 2. She ended up coming home with 2, and I was so excited when I got it. But you guys, I just can't get this formula to work for me. These shadows, it looks like I've used this heavily, but I haven't. They're just so kind of messy that they make a mess when I use them. Every time I've tried to use anything kind of from this side of the palette down, I end up just making such a mess on my face. Like, I just find they're almost too pigmented and too soft, and they kind of go everywhere. I really just find it hard to be precise with this palette. I don't know why I keep hanging on to it. I keep wanting to make it work for me. And I do like these shades, but I don't know. I can't get into the Lorac formula. As I was prepping for this video by going through my collection and looking for stuff, the first thing I grabbed was my entire lip gloss drawer because I don't use lip gloss. I almost never use it. When I do use it, it's because I'm forcing myself to get some use out of my collection. For example, today I am wearing Urban Decay Revolution Lip Gloss in Liar. I think they are discontinuing or have discontinued these, but this is a gorgeous shade. I love it. Like, I love the shade, but I don't like lip glosses. I don't know. I don't like the way they feel on my lips. I don't, even the ones that aren't super sticky and that feel a little bit nicer, I don't know what it is. I think it's like my hair gets stuck in them. See, like that kind of thing, that we all know the struggle of that, especially like in the summer when you have your windows down and your hair's like going all over the place. It's getting stuck in your lips. It's annoying. And I just find them just messier than just regular lipsticks or liquid lipsticks. So I barely ever use these, even though I have a few favorites. Like, I really like this CoverGirl Plumlicious. I really like the Urban Decay ones, and I love Anastasia lip glosses. These smell so good and they're so opaque. I would say like this is probably one of my most used lip glosses because I actually just like it, but other than that, I don't know why I keep hanging on to lip gloss. I feel like I need to because I have a YouTube channel, but ultimately I hardly ever use glosses. I recently did a foundation declutter, so almost all the foundations I have are ones that I use and I really, really like. But this one, I never find myself reaching for it. This is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. This came out last year and I did review it when it came out and I did like it, but there are so many in my collection that I like so much more than this. This is almost entirely full and this was not cheap. I don't know if it's too dark or if it's just too yellow, because I always feel like it oxidizes and makes me look orange, and that's really why I don't use that, even though the formula on those is pretty good. I think the SPF in that has expired by now though. I really liked that product because it has SPF 50 in it, but I'm pretty sure the SPF is expired, so I don't really get the benefits of that anyway. Speaking of benefits, Benefit Dandelion Blush. You guys, way back when, like I'm talking the year 2000, when I first started wearing makeup, I had this blush. I don't know why I purchased this blush, but I bought it from Sephora. It's back when these didn't flip up and down. They actually came completely off. But this Benefit Dandelion Blush, I used up an entire one. Like, I hit full pan on it. I used it every single day. I loved it. It was just like this light peachy glow. But now it's just way too light for my skin tone. I repurchased this purely for nostalgia about, I want to say like 2 years ago, because I saw it on Sephora's website. I was like, oh my god, I need that. I used to use it all the time. Why don't I have that anymore? So I bought it, but it's just like so light that I can't do anything with it. So never ever use this, but hanging on to it again for nostalgia reasons. This YSL primer, I actually mentioned this, I think, in like a makeup I regret buying video a while back. It's not that it's a bad primer, it just doesn't work on my oily skin. Like, this would be good for somebody with normal to dry skin because it's such a radiance product. It's got like these little gold flecks in it. It's definitely a blurring primer, like it will fill your pores and blur, but on me, my skin just gets way too oily. But I don't get rid of this because it's YSL, because I spent so much money on it. Dumb reason to keep something. I keep trying it every once in a while. Like, you can see I've used it a tiny bit. I keep busting it out because I'm guilty and I want to use it. I'm like, oh, I spent so much money, so I should use it. But then ultimately I use it once and I never use it again. Some of you are going to hate me. Please don't unsubscribe and hate me. This is the NARS Audacious Lipstick in Bridget. It's beautiful packaging. It's got this magnet on it. The color is so pretty. Like, it really is a nice color. These are totally opaque matte lipsticks. I do not like these. I don't like the formula on it. I don't know why, but on me, it feels so gritty when I put it on. Like, it never feels smooth. Maybe that's because it's such a matte lipstick, but I just don't like these at all. Yet, again, because it's NARS and expensive, I hang on to it. Every once in a while, I will bust it out and put it on. Here's another lipstick, MAC Impassioned. I struggled over this in my recent declutter because I love this color. Every time I swatch it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's this bright, bright, bright pink. Actually, I don't even know if it shows up as bright on camera as it is in person. Like, it's super bright. And every time I go to put it on, I just feel like that 6-year-old girl playing with makeup, and people are gonna look at me and think I look like a clown, you know, just because it's so bright. but there's nothing wrong with bright lipstick. It's just me. It's my own hang up, you know, it's not against bright lipstick. It's just, I feel weird wearing it. Yet I love the color so much, so I hang on to it. These bases, pencil bases. So this is actually the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and the one in Black Bean. So there's a black and white. There's no excuse for me not to use these. Honestly, like I should use them. They are good for a reason. Like people use them for a reason because they're really good at intensifying your eyeshadow. Either the white makes it brighter or the black can just kind of deepen things and give you some dimension. I'm just really lazy at using them, so that's my own fault. I actually didn't purchase this myself. It came in like a Sephora Christmas box that had like 10 different things in it. This is Urban Decay Lounge eyeshadow. The reason I keep this, I think, is because it's such an iconic shade. Like I know when I say Urban Decay Lounge, many of you know instantly what that is, and that is really the only reason why I keep this. I have no good excuse other than it's just one of those iconic things that I feel like I should own. And it's this duochrome green to brown. I've never really played with this on my eyes. It's the kind of shade that I never would reach for. This is a YouTube made me buy it. Sam Schuerman has talked about this and how she uses this all the time. This is the Ben Nye Super White Powder. So this is not translucent. It is actually like a white setting powder. It's got a little shaker. I just kind of made one of the holes exposed. So there you go. It's like an actual white powder. She uses this to brighten her under eye. And whenever I watch her videos, I have always just been stunned by how gorgeously bright she looks around here and how her blush blends in and her highlight. Like it always looks so beautiful. Her cheek products, like from here all the way across. I'm just stunned by it. So when she said that she uses this and kind of buffs it in under her eye, I purchased it immediately. I think I bought mine off of eBay, but you guys, I never use it. Like I obviously tried it when I first got it and I could never get my under eye to look the way hers does. So eventually I gave up and just put this away in a drawer, but for some reason I just don't want to declutter this. I just feel like it's a good thing to have if you ever did need something like this. And then the last two things are highlighters. So the first one, I got totally caught up in the hype of the MAC Nutcracker Suite collection last Christmas because they re-released the Whisper of Guilt highlight. And it came in this duo with a blush, which is called Pleasure Model, and this highlight. And actually the blush is really pretty. And I did use this quite a few times. It's kind of a burnt, kind of copper, really, really pretty blush. I really like it. And the highlight is gorgeous too. It's just that I don't feel like this highlight is as unique and as special as maybe it once was. So I think basically what happened is when this was first released way back when, people went nuts because there was nothing really like this out there, and it was gorgeous. It was limited edition. It was hard to get your hands on. So when they re-released it, it was like kind of a big deal. So I ran out and got it and I was like, yeah, this is gorgeous. I used it a while. I was like, you know what? This is just like a lot of other eye highlights I own. It's nothing really unique. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with this product. It's just that the market has caught up to it at this point and people have done that shade over and over. And the very last thing I want to talk about is this. This is the Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration. This is the Champagne Glow face palette. So when Champagne Glow, the highlighter, first came out, I ran out and bought it. And in fact, I'm working on trying to hit pan on that one. It's going pretty well. I love that highlight. It's absolutely beautiful. And actually that one is in here. It's this one here. That's Champagne Pop right there. And this one here is Prosecco Pop, which is the other highlight they released with this collection. You guys, this is a gorgeous palette. Like looking at it, they did such a beautiful job on the packaging. It's so heavy and solid. It looks luxurious. Inside it looks so pretty. Part of me is a little annoyed though at this, like, it's not symmetrical, but that's my own thing. But honestly, I never use this because I don't really like Prosecco Pop. I have Champagne Pop already, like I said, and these blushes just don't really do it for me. Like they're pretty and everything, but they're just not something that I would go to. Normally I like using my blush singles, so I just never touch this palette, even though it is really pretty. And that's part of the reason I don't want to get rid of it. Like, I don't want to pass it along because it is so gorgeous and I feel like I want to have it. I don't want to get rid of it, but I just never really use it. So that's it for today. I thought this was kind of a really fun concept, a fun idea. Let me know what you cannot like get rid of, but that you never use, because you know I'm nosy and I like to know that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments something like you can't get rid of, but you never touch it. And it really is, like, sometimes I do have to actually dust my collection because things do get pretty dusty. So when she said dust collectors, she wasn't really lying. Definitely subscribe if you're new to my channel. I put up videos 3 times a week, so I'm constantly putting up new content. I'd love to see you around in the future. But that's it for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.